All right. Hello, hello, social cousins and networkers. Hey, if you're on X, and hey, if you're on YouTube, that's where we're streaming. I'm streaming from Restream. Um, Welcome to the Co-Create session live stream. Earning together never felt so good. Pretty much in this live stream, I'm just going to show how I create a digital product, or not how I create it, but I'm going to show the product that I've already created, put it on my kit, set up all the things that go with creating the product on that platform. And yeah, so hopefully this is helpful for people who are interested in an email platform. I am an ambassador and affiliate for Kit on my hat. They also gave me this shirt. It says ConvertKit on the back. They rebranded to Kit, whatever. And so it says create every day. Now, a funny story about this, I was reading this as create every day. One word, every day. There's a space here. Every day. So it's saying create every day. Create. You get to create the day. You get to put the effort into, you know, what you get from the effort that you put in. So whatever you put in is what you get out. Create every day. All right. But yeah, I used to think, oh, this is motivation for me to like get up there and create something every day. That's not it. Okay, so I have the chat up. I am going to share my screen. I created last night. I will on X. So if you do not follow me on X, you should. My handle is at the Jessica Tapia. By the way, hi, my name is Jessica. I'm the founder of Femway, Females Earning Money Our Way. I am a content marketer, content creator, founder, and then also an agency growth mentor for women who are looking to start their own creative media agencies. That means if you are a graphic designer, UX, UI, web designer, if you want to own your own agency, and yes, you can be a one person agency that delegates work out to others, that is an agency. Yes, I'm talking to you, girl. So follow me on X, follow me on YouTube. Um, Hold on, I have to disconnect my headphones from my. I need to disconnect because it's gonna keep it's gonna keep retrying. I have my headphones connected to my phone and my desktop, and it's going through the pairing thing. So anyway, um, my goal is to create one digital resource a week for the whole year. I've already started with one, and I have some already batched, meaning the ideas and the foundations of those products are already created. I just have to finish creation and then also create the landing pages, the automations and things that go into like the experience that the person has after they have either purchased or downloaded that product. So, um that is my goal. And some of these products they're all digital products. Okay, they're all digital. They're going to be ebooks, worksheets, um, things like that that are able. Some of them are going to be free, available from my newsletter, the Earning Agency newsletter. I will be sharing them there because you have already taken the step into entering deeper into my ecosystem, and I appreciate you trusting me with your email. There's never going to be spam. I'm only going to offer you things that are related to building an agency, entrepreneurship mindset, those types of products. And then also, if you're interested, I have services for your vision sessions, which is a one-on-one content. And we'll have to, you know what, I really need to go through what that looks like. I really believe in showing. That's why I'm here. I want to show you that it's possible, that it doesn't have to take a whole bunch of time, and that it is worth your time and your money. Okay. It brings value to making your journey a little bit easier, and you don't have to go through the piecing together and stuff that I had to go through the first 4 years of my entrepreneurial journey. I've spent a lot of money and a lot of time. So anyway, let's get into it. Hopefully y'all are having a great week. Happy Friday, Happy New Year. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show first I'm going to show the product that I'm talking about, and then I will let me make sure, hold on. I want to make sure I have the right thing pulled up before I just open my. Okay. All right. You can see my screen. So this is an X content info sheet. Um, I actually have it. Hold on. This goes here. Okay. So this is the Unleash Your Agency. This is the content info sheet. So pretty much I created it, explains why I created it and the suggested usage. But I created this because I know that trying to be everywhere, creating content for all the platforms, that is very stressful. That is very overwhelming. And it can lead to burnout, frustration. I don't want to do this anymore. Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to? And at the base of it all, systems, content, these are all things that are going to make your growth or the growth of your agency um, much quicker, much easier, less frustrating, right? Because when social media, and I'll talk from my own perspective, when I came into social media in 2018, I saw a lot of women being beauty influencers, like um beauty ambassadors, affiliates. That's when affiliate marketing really started to kick in, ambassadorships, those types of things really started to kick off, especially in the beauty industry, the fitness, clothing, and we were seeing a lot of that. And the state of social media at that point was more of, especially on Instagram, I'll have to speak from Instagram, is that it was very curated. You had to spend a lot of time creating content. Reels weren't a thing yet when I came in. Um, well, let me double check that. When did Reels? Okay, yeah. So this was 2 years before Reels came into play on Instagram because it launched Reels on August 5th, 2020, 5 days before my birthday. And I was a part of the program where they were paying people to create Reels, and I did make money. I did make money from the views on my Reels, which I was very blessed because at that time I needed it. And so this was really heavy on your photos, your stories, like really putting in the effort for your graphics. The photos had to be very curated. It was really heavy on the captions, even though Instagram's SEO wasn't that, and the algorithm wasn't what it is now. So coming from the perspective of seeing the adaptation and the way the algorithms are changing, the way the platforms are changing, the way they present content to potential viewers, um, content is at the center of everything. But now being on X, you have the ability to take your long form written and audio, because we have spaces, content, even video, okay, content, and repurpose it for the platform and for other platforms. Essentially, this sheet right here is to help you understand how to utilize the formats that are on X and pair them with the right type of content so that you can lead people from just viewing your content, viewing your profile, to clicking a link. And whatever that link may be, I highly suggest it be a website where you can collect an email or some type of data from that person, whether it be like a quiz or a poll or a form or something, right? Leading them off of the platform into your own ecosystem where you're able to control the communication channel, okay, and how you talk to that person. So, anyway, let's go through the sheet. I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Okay, let me see. Perfect, much better. We created this sheet for women growing agencies in the space that often reward noise over clarity and speed over stability. I made this comment once before that I was on a past live stream that I was concerned some about sharing my ideas, sharing my thoughts and what I was thinking about agency ownership and content creation and marketing and different products I wanted to release, different topics I wanted to talk about, just because I know that there are individuals who are faster than me. They're leveraging AI to create content at a rapid pace. But the pro for me is that yes, there are individuals using AI to put out the content, but because they are using AI to create everything and formulate everything and put into to communicate what they cannot, I can communicate what I know. I don't necessarily have to use AI to rewrite everything, right? Or I really use AI more of a checking, so like Grammarly, making sure the flow is good and making sure that the point is made, those types of things, not providing the information. I have the information, I have the experience, I have the knowledge, right? And I feed that into chat or whatever AI you're using. You can use Grok, um, in order to structure the information in a way that makes sense for my reader. So noise, and then on top of that, social media, especially on X, since the shelf life of your content is so short, depending on the if you're just doing tweets, your tweets are gone, right? Post gone. On Instagram, you have at least 2 days, at least 48 hours to make a difference in whether that post take can gain traction or not. On X, very short shelf life for many things unless you are pairing your content correctly and you're able to lead your people from one piece of content to the next on the same platform. So you're housing all the content on one platform, but it's leading them into different spaces. You're sharing different viewpoints, it's structured differently. Anyway, right? So there are a lot of people who just post, 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 you know, I think it was Gary Vee was talking about the volume, right? The volume of content you put out. There's also another podcast that I was listening to very briefly. They were talking about the volume, right? Posting on TikTok, you're posting, 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 and because, again, on TikTok, it has a relatively short shelf life depending on your outbound engagement, depending on how you go about communicating with your audience and engaging with your people. Because you can put you can put a video on TikTok and you know most people are posting and ghosting. They're just dropping the video, leaving it there, and then hoping and praying that that video takes off. The shelf life is short. That's why they want you to post more often. That's why they want you to really like volume. We want you to post 5 times a day. I'm not posting 5 times a day. I'm not. Just to let you know. You also, it says most content advice tells you to post more, be everywhere, and follow whatever format is trending that week. That approach is played out. It is really played out, especially for women building real businesses with real responsibilities. Um, As a mom of five, the fact that I'm even in this room right now talking to y'all, I'm so proud because I'm going to be able to take some of what I'm sharing here, chop it up, cut it up. And yes, this is going to live on YouTube for a longer shelf life because the SEO allows, like if I was to go in and do the show notes and everything else, the SEO, the algorithm on YouTube and Google will push this video for a longer period of time. And especially when it starts to gain traction, it will be pushed even more. But mm, I have to leverage this long form piece of content so that I can put this message out on different platforms. That's why you don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to put all of your time into creating individual pieces for each platform. You can create for one platform and adapt and repurpose that content for other platforms. So yes, you are everywhere, but you're not creating content specifically for that platform. Okay. This resource exists to bring structure back to the content creation, not to box you in, but to give you something steady to build from. This is the X content format information sheet on top of the agency content grid. And we're gonna go through all of this together, and then I'm gonna show you me putting it into my kit and making it a product on that platform. So let's go to here, and I'm gonna go down. All right, maybe I can zoom out just a little bit. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, so right, we have tweets, threads, we have replies, we have our audio. Um, can y'all see it that way? Okay, cool, yeah. We have our tweets, which are the single posts. We're just putting thoughts out there that this is best for when you're just announcing something, when you're trying to get, thoughts off, maybe asking questions, maybe it's just something, it's more of like relevant content, right? Um, Casual content, as you'll say. And I say relevant or relatable content, not relevant. Relatable content meaning like, hey, I just read this book and this book is really good. Or I just watched this video. I just listened to this podcast. What are your thoughts about AI? How do you use AI? Like these are very quick one-off type posts that don't live very long. And I say live very the shelf life of it because that post is going to go out. You're going to get as much engagement in 12 hours after that is done because the algorithm is not content. If it doesn't reach a certain um the certain requirements, it's not going to continue to push it out unless you are sharing it out multiple times, unless you're referring back to it, and we'll get into that. Okay, so best practices: lead with a strong first line. That's the hook. Use spaces and emojis for readability. I definitely talk about clean content and in clean content. The L is lines, lines, lines. We are skimmers. We've gotten to the point where we're just trying to see if this is relevant information to us, if this is valuable information to us, is this going to make a difference right now in my situation? So we're reading very quickly, skimming. And at the end, clear CTAs, clear call to actions. One of my recent posts, I said, make sure you bookmark this for later, share it with your community. Those are two clear call to actions. Most when I was coming up and learning about social media marketing, we always talked about just one call to action. The thing is, even just one call to action can make someone not do anything at all. That means because we want options. We want options as people, right? Liking something is automatic. If I like it, I'm gonna like it. But the next thing is, how is this connecting to me, to my core? Is this emotionally connecting to me, to my problem, my pain point, whatever, enough for me to want to share it with the next person, or enough for me to want to save it for later, right? But most of the time, we want to have that call to action, and you can give two or three even if you want to. Most of the time, it's follow me for more, share with your people, bookmark for later. And sharing could be sharing to a community, retweeting, or quote tweeting. I always suggest quote tweeting, and the reason for that is quote tweeting allows you to put your own perspective onto what's being shared, your own insights, or whatever you're taking from it. But then when you are just when you retweet, whatever engagement, whatever um, interactions it has, it goes to the original poster. Now, when you quote tweet, it is now under your handle. It now goes into your impressions, your engagement, right? So that makes a difference. It's not your content, that's somebody else's content when you're just when you're just retweeting it. So now we have threads. Threads, as you can see, the structure: hook, supporting tweets, closing CTA. Your threads um, are 2,500 characters with premium, or you could break them up and have segmented tweets that's a thread, right? I used to enjoy that before I got to premium when they had Review. I don't know if anybody remembers Review, but Review was the native newsletter on X, and I wish they would bring that back because I don't know why they did that. They kind of subbed it with articles, but it's still not the same because when you had Review, they actually subscribed. Like they had to put their email in to get those newsletters. And that's how I was growing my newsletter. So when they took away Review, I was like, what the heck? Anyway, so threads, storytelling, breakdowns, tutorials, step by steps. This is for the people who are not really ready to be on the camera, but have the information and they know how to write it out. Now, the thing is, you can create your threads by voice recording and then transcribing it, taking it to AI, and you could do it on your phone. A voice note, you record the voice note, take the transcription, put it in the AI, and say, "Hey, turn this into a thread for X." Give it guidelines. I mean, be intentional about it. Make sure that you're putting, I want this many words, characters, length, read time. I want it broken up into sections, blah, 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 whatever you want to add to your thread, however you want to structure it. I also have a threads template. It's 3 thread templates. I'm not going to show it. I've already showed it once before in a different stream, but that's why I created it so that it would make thread creation easier. Best practices: keep each tweet concise. Number tweets for clarity. I do this now. I was doing it before, but I stopped, and I'm doing it again because when I break it up, I want to make sure people are following me, and also I feel like it entices people to keep reading more. It works even I feel like it works even better when you are quote tweeting from someone else or even referring back to your own post and then using that original post as like post one, and then you're giving your extra thoughts. Let me see if I can pull that up because I have one like that and I like to give the examples. So give me just 1 second. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right. Hmm. I'm on my X. I'm trying to find the thing I'm talking about. I posted a lot yesterday before the New Year's because I had a lot of different, hold on. I had a lot of stuff in my drafts and I was just like, let me unleash these drafts because them sitting here is not doing anything for us, you know what I mean? And I refuse to go into the new year with old drafts and passing up opportunities and stuff like that. I want. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna share this tab. Okay, so let me make sure. Yeah, right here I was replying to Jen is online. Hey Jen, I was replying to her, and I put so take two because I messed up the first time. It is the same for people in communities that host X spaces she was talking about, and this is what made me create a poll. But I've always struggled understanding why streamers get upset with their with their friends groups for streaming the same games or around the same time. Now, my thoughts on this, and my thoughts on this is the fact that we are all competing for eyes. As bad as we don't want to say that we're in competition, we are. And the thing is, a lot of us are circling in the same communities, in the same groups. A lot of us are not necessarily fishing for the same people, but because we are not branching out enough and removing ourselves from the communities and doing more, it can feel like, oh, if I'm streaming and someone else is streaming, then, I'm going to get less people or nobody's going to see me or whatever. I'm doing it for the reps. I'm not doing it for the recognition. I'm doing this for the reps. I'm putting my time in. I want to get better at using Restream. I want to be better at being a live streamer. Even though Gary Vee, and we're going to talk about that too, even though Gary Vee is starting to talk about, he was talking about TikTok and live streaming 24 hours and all that stuff. And then he's now talking about Substack. We'll get into that. But you have to put the reps in to. Okay, so um it feels like we're competing for the same people, but it's just because we're circling in the same groups. So anyway, I'm gonna go back to this, and then I quote tweeted myself here, and I brought up this. So now this is the 2 of 5, right? And while I was writing this, I was thinking of a way that I could keep it concise, make sure I'm sticking to the points, and that I'm also providing people with enough information and context that they can get the full picture of what I'm talking about, right? So as you can see, I said 2 of 5 additional point. I have made a community calendar that displayed the spaces that were being held. I think it can help the members show up for each other by being mindful of hosting times. That's why co-hosting is a good option. Okay, so you got to wait for that click. Now, how do you feel about this take? I'm going to click this link right here, and it is because I am showing that this is what I was doing, right? I actually have created a calendar to show Females Earning Money Online community event calendar. I wanted people to be able to show up for each other. I wanted the women to be able to support each other, or even just shout out or whatever. They could be a part of each other's spaces and really show up and be there. But it also allows for there to not be like too much overlap, right? That way other people can be mindful of the hosting times and say, okay, I see that there are a couple of spaces on this time, on this day, whatever. And I can host my space at a different time. But there are going to be some factors where you can't control it and y'all are just streaming at the same time. Y'all may be talking about different things, whatever. Okay. Um, so this is, let me see, that was 2 of 5. If I go down, and this is an AI generated image, by the way, just want to let y'all know this is fake. Don't skip the data, right? Because the point, I put this on the wrong image. I mean, on the wrong tweet. Is really supposed to go on this one. It says, along with showing up for each other, it is an insightful data point. You can see the hot time slots, popular topics, airtime engagement, and hosting style preferences. Are these points you have considered when hosting spaces solo, co-hosted, or from community pages? That's also another thing. I wanted people to see, or at least, I guess I didn't explain it at that time, and I'm explaining it now, that being aware and mindful of when these hot time slots are, you're able to find those empty times where maybe there's a lot of downtime that other people aren't live streaming, that other people aren't hosting spaces, and you can fill that space. Or you can do something different. If everybody is hosting a space at this time, maybe you can live stream. Or if most people are live streaming, you can host audio space or a co-working session or something else that is different than what is already going on, so that you can stand out from the rest of the people. Popular topics, even if it is topics that are not necessarily in your industry or what you're talking about, but maybe it's something related to what you're talking about. Maybe it's something you want to learn about or whatever. Maybe you can find someone that, like, for example, Megs talks about energy management. I talk about time management. I feel like um it's kind of similar, because depending on the times of the day, times of the year, seasons and stuff, your energy is going to change. But also dependent on your health, your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. Those types of things have an effect on your energy and how you manage your energy, how you manage your time, right? So we could pair up and we could co-host spaces together, or maybe she could run a space, then I run a space, and we're kind of feeding off of each other. I've seen people do that. I've been a part of those types of things where we're like, yeah, after your space, we're gonna hop on mine, right? um oh, look, it shows that I'm on live, y'all. Let me, oh, okay, I had to take a screenshot. Okay. And then 4 or 5, thank you. I tagged her and I put in her original post. Thanks for bringing this up. See her original post. And then 5 out of 5 was the vote. So it says, do you think this is okay? Because everybody has a different meaning of okay. To host a stream at the same time or around the same time as your friends, colleagues. We had 3 votes. Yes, the audience chooses is the winner. I'm assuming has 2 votes. And this one says give a heads up first. So, um, let me go back to my content info sheet. So now we're back here, right? So that was the breakup. I was talking about this specifically, numbering your tweets for clarity, one out of whatever, and then going on and so forth. Add visuals to increase retention. I added those graphics, right? I added the not graphics, added that visual of the woman, um, data. Don't skip the data. And because I want to draw people in, I know that visuals, especially on what used to be a written format type platform, visuals are now like, oh, let me stop and see what this is about, right? Especially if it's a chart or if it's statistics or data, people are going to stop and look. Okay, now replies. I already said this. This is where the reply guys come in. I'm a reply girl, guy, whatever. I'm in the replies of a lot of like entertainment type tweets. It's not even for business. There are sometimes that I'll go into a list or a community and do some replies. This boy is really getting at it. Sorry if it's really loud. um but best for visibility, networking, value-based engagement. If you are replying to Chris Doe, he shared something and you know that your ideal clients or target audience like Chris Doe as well, get in those comments. Add something insightful, valuable, something that will change their lives, something that will make them think. Don't just get into the comment section and say, oh, this is a great post. That's not helping you. Okay, you have to take. mm, I just don't want to be. I don't want to say the wrong thing and people take my words so literally that they think that I'm saying you have to like super all the time be super intentional with every piece of, even though that is the case, that everything that you put out there is a digital footprint that will lead back to you in some type of way. So you do want to be cognizant and mindful and aware of how you're interacting with people in the comment section. Everything does not have to be a think piece. Everything does not have to be like super thoughtful and all that stuff, but you do want to be mindful of where you're commenting, and how you're engaging. Give credit where credit is due, so on and so forth. So you can gain visibility by being in the right comment section. You can network, make connections, and then you can add the value. Okay. Best practices: add insights, don't just agree, reply early. I have I've seen this like three different times for myself, where I've gotten to a post and I've like can see the trend that it's about to take off, and I will comment something early on and I will get a lot of impressions. Now, even though the impressions are not quality, and when I say that, I mean the accounts that are seeing my comment are not like premium. So I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting paid, right? Because X is only paying for, I mean, if it was X paying for impressions, just impressions, doesn't matter the qualification of the person viewing it, I would have money. I would have money. Okay. I had one response tweet one time that went to like a million something impressions, or like, yeah, something like that. And this was to a year or two ago. I was looking like, why I'm not getting paid? Why am I not getting paid? Right? I have millions of impressions, but it doesn't matter. And now we go into audio spaces. So I talk a lot. I was talking a lot about audio spaces, and we'll talk about it some more. So best for community building, live conversations, Q&A. I used to do consulting on spaces, live consultation calls. I would give it to you for free. Like I would do the consultation for free if you did it in a space with me. The reason for that is I prepped the space so that I could sell, so that I could promote, so that I could push the service, right? So I get visibility, I get new eyes, I get new reach, so does that person, right? It's just me and them working off each other, sharing the audiences, those types of, that's the leverage, right? Community building, of course, being able to get to know each other, talk to each other, understand deeper about the aspects, and not aspects, the person's point of views and different stuff like beliefs that they have, and you're able to have a real connection. These are actual people on the other side of these PFPs, even if they're AI generated, even if they're cartoon characters, even if they're NFTs. These are individuals on the other side of the screen. Now there are bots and sex bots and all that other stuff, but I digress. Okay, so best practices, you want to have a clear title and a pinned context tweet. I was doing threads, so I would write a thread that was pretty much the outline breakdown of whatever the topic was. I would have a poll or two in there, I would have a question in there, and that would help with the engagement. We would go through the conversation. I would reference back to the thread and say, hey, this is the point that we're talking about. You can check out the pinned tweet here. This is where we're at. Answer the poll. Okay, and it would keep people engaged. Use co-hosts or moderators. I was at one point doing having co-hosts. I'm typically the co-host right now in the stage of my journey. I'm typically co-hosting or moderating a space. I was hosting spaces quite often. You know, back when we were doing educators and I was with Christelle, even on my own, I was hosting spaces a lot. And then, random, I would plug somebody in as a co-host. But yeah, those were the times, man, when spaces really had just like really started. Um, those were the times. And then repurpose into threads, clips, or recaps. So if you use Zealous, hey Ripple. I sorry, I only have one hand right now. Hey Ripple. Um, so repurposing the threads. The audio spaces, if you use Zealous or Cast Magic, you can take the audio, transcribe it, feed it into an AI. Cast Magic is already the full thing. All you have to do is put the audio in, it'll transcribe it. You can put the names to the speakers, and then it will, you know what, let me just show you. Let me just show you. So if you haven't heard about Cast Magic, I'm gonna pull it up right now so you can see what I'm talking about. Kind of like a Descript. Kind of like a Descript. Um, all right. Hopefully I can see my screen. Yeah. Okay, so this is something that I put in here, one recording. There's one recording here. Fearless Films Online, Episode 1, How to Be Unshakable. Hold on. Okay, so here it is. Start a chat using AI. If you don't select the context, Magic will work like general chat GPT. No, there's something else that I want to look at. Okay, well, unfortunately, I can't pull it up here because I haven't really worked in this myself in a long time, so that's my fault. Sorry, y'all. But anyway, Cast Magic, if you put the audio in there, it will do all the things. It'll make it a newsletter, a blog post, polls, all the things that you could possibly want for content creation, it will do it for you. I didn't use it. Tim Brown used it, and shout out to Tim Brown for allowing me to use his Cast Magic for a little while. I did end up getting my own Cast Magic. However, it is fairly expensive. It is for a month. I think it's like $99 a month. So, and that's up to y'all. Yeah, that's up to y'all. All right, so let's go to the next one. Okay, so now we're talking about articles, polls, the media, which would be your images, graphics, carousels. Carousels are your graphics, just multiples of them explaining a point. So that's where your threads, you could take your threads and take the text, edit and adjust the text so that you can put it into a carousel. You're gonna have to probably simplify it depending on if you're making like depending on the topic and how in depth you're trying to go into your topic. You want to keep your carousels clean, meaning you want to keep them simple, easy to read, easy to understand, and not filled with a whole bunch of images. You want to have the main points up there. Polls, we all know engagement, best for engagement, feedback, market research. 2 to 4 options, use replies to deepen discussion, great low effort engagement tool. I love putting polls. I put polls in my newsletter. I love using polls. I just want to see what people think, right? I just recently put a poll out on X about um, SEO. It was in one of my drafts, and I was like, let me put this out here. Okay, hold on. So yeah, put your polls out there. Ask the questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions about the things that you're creating. Is this going to be useful? I could do it with this, honestly. I could put a poll up there. I could share this, put a poll, or ask a question. Would an X content info sheet be useful to y'all? The info sheet will teach you how to use the content formats, um, how to pair them correctly, what to pair them with, what content types would go best with this content format. Would this be helpful? Put a poll out there, yes, no, maybe so. And the thing is, though, the downfall is, um, you have to, depending on the type of engagement the engagement rate that you already have with your audience, you're probably going to have to share this out to different communities, different people, hit people in the DMs. Don't be afraid to share your content. Don't be afraid to share out um, what you want people to see. Don't just post it and say, oh, people will come to it. Repost it, reshare it. Hey, by the way, or make the length of your poll at least 5 days, and on the third day reshare it, because I can guarantee from that first day to the third day, you have already posted hella content. You've already posted a lot of tweets or reshared something or whatever. And since that's the case, refresh their memory, put it back into your community, share it with another community if they allow it. I know some communities only allow original posts. So maybe recreate the poll and post it in that community. I know it takes a while. Maybe somebody has an AI for that, an automation for that. If not, maybe somebody can make it. Maybe you can make it. All right, a pro tip here is the strongest creators mix formats intentionally. A hook tweet, a thread, a visual, a space, a recap, a video. One idea, multiple formats, maximum coverage. That is what I'm talking about. That's the pro tip. Take the pro tip. Okay? This is it. Take your one idea, change the format, change the way it's presented because everybody learns differently, everybody retains information differently. Just change the format. X has X has that one tweet that leads to your thread, or uh, you can reverse it if you wanted to. I would say reverse it. Go long form to short form. Use the short form to bring it back to your main long form piece of content. So my main piece of long form content is this stream. I'm going to take this stream, this video, I'm going to break it up, give a recap of it. I'm going to share it on TikTok. I'm going to share it on Twitter. I'm going to share it on Instagram, and I'm going to lead people back to this video. That's step one. Now I take that recap and I'm having a space about it. Hey y'all, I just, live streamed. I want to host a space so that we could talk about this topic, blah blah blah. Here's the link. Check out my video. Check out my recap to my video. Now we're moving from the space because we're taking the audio. And maybe you make it can be visual. I don't know if you want to do like a visual being like a graphic or infographic or whatever it is, but it could be a graphic or an image, a video, a carousel, right? Breaking down whatever it is in this thing. So I'm going to go from my space. I'm going to take the audio from my space. I'm going to turn it into a thread. I'm going to transcribe it, turn it into a thread, have some visuals to go with it. And then by the end of the week, I'm going to do a simple little tweet that leads everyone this way, that, like that, right? The whole week is taken up by one topic. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's six. 6, 7. That's six. 6 days out of the week. And you get a day to rest. We're going to snap on that. So, one idea, multiple formats, maximum coverage. You're hitting every area you can. You can take these pieces and repurpose them, give them a new intention, a new life on a different platform, and it will all lead back to the main point. The main point. This long form video that I'm going to have my links to my services, I'm pitching in the I'm pitching in the caption, those types of things. Okay, let's keep going. um all right, so now we're getting into the agency content grid. This is where it's going to help you already have the information about the formats. Okay, now this is going to help you pair the formats with your topics, how to lay it out. Okay, I'm going to read it verbatim from the page. How it works, your themes are in the rows. So your topics your themes that you're gonna themes of the week, topics that are sub of those themes. Okay, so themes are in the rows, your big picture, brand bucket, so content strategy, women in tech, personal brand story. And then the topics inside the cells are going to be the things that you're talking about. So the specific spin you take within each theme, best posting times for your content strategy, SEO as a career path, women in tech, my journey balancing motherhood and tech, personal brand story, right? Are we getting it? Best posting times, that's educational. SEO as a career path, that's informative. It could be educational as well, but it's informative. Um, my journey balancing motherhood and tech, that's relatable. I'm a mom trying to be in tech. I'm a woman in tech. A lot of women will relate to that. A lot of mothers will relate to that. A lot of parents will relate to being a parent, building something in tech, building a career online, being a content creator. They'll get it. The formats, which are the columns, the way you publish them. So, best posting times could be a tweet. The SEO as a career path could be a thread or a carousel or a video or a space or a live stream, right? Okay. The grid structure, the rows equals the themes, left column. So left column labels authority, education, visibility, connection, conversation, or conversion and trust. And then formats, quick hits, deep dives, visuals. The sales is the topics and post idea. Each square answers What am I saying and how am I saying it? Example, sell content topic, why most creators burn out. And then the format prompt is thread with steps in soft CTA. Hopefully this is helpful for y'all. I mean, I love talking about it, so it's not a waste of my time. Okay, here's the example table. Okay, and then your table to use. So the example is topics, your topics, why most creators burn out, quick hit, which would be a tweet, share a quote or a stat. Why most creators burn out, deep dives, thread with steps in soft CTA. Now, in here, I would love for not just I did this very quickly, so I should have done better, but I will update it and actually give more of what the copy would say and what the content would say. I didn't put that. I just shared what the visual would, you know what I'm saying? I just shared what the exact piece of format for that content would look like. So overcoming a slow season, a hot take or opinion, which would be quick hits, a tweet, step-by-step tutorial, thread, an article, a space, short video explanation. So as you can see, and then here's your table for you to use. So your topics. Oh, this needs to say themes. I'm gonna have to go back and edit that, but that's okay. What they say, create it first and then perfect it later. Okay, now here's the actual grid, or this is the thank you page. Thank you so much. Moving forward, here's some things for you to do, a reminder, and then from Femway. So that's pretty much that is the product that I have created. Very simple 5 pager. I feel like it is something that people need, and I would love to know if it is something that people need or something people want. I know that content creation, especially on the X platform, can be daunting and frustrating because uh, we don't know how to pair the content, create the content, what's going to work for us, what's not going to work for us based off of our strengths and our weaknesses. So give me a moment. I'm going to be right back and then I'll reset the space. All right. Welcome back. I needed some water and to put the baby down. Because he was like chopping up a storm in the background. So, okay, hold on. All right. Hi. Hello. Hey, social cousins and networkers. Welcome to the Co-Create live stream. Earning Together Never Felt So Good. I am Jessica, the founder of Femway, Females Earning Money Our Way. I just went through the X content info sheet that I created. It also has the agency content grid, which is a 3 by 3 by 3, which shows you how to, or a 3 by 3, a 3 by 3 that shows you how to pair your content with the content types, um, the themes that you have, the topics that you have, with the type of format that you want to convey that message, whatever you're trying to share. Okay, so I've been working on some of these things for a while. I've been in marketing for 7 years. I've been an entrepreneur for 7 years. Social media marketing, email marketing, website, web design, UX, UI, the back end of automations and systems, all of those things, business administration. But Femway was founded in 2023. So I've been a content marketer working in content marketing. I'm a mother of five building a career in content marketing. Sorry, I wanted to make sure I said that correctly. Um, and I specialize in content marketing, with a focus on long form, informative education, written, audio, and visual content. So I do a lot of your, what is it, funnels, email marketing, your content writing, how your content is going to lead people off of platform into the clicks that we want, into the money, the revenue, the profit, so that we're able to establish our agencies online, so that we're able to grow and make money, be seen, be heard, get paid, right? At the end of the day, the content is important, but the systems on the back end are even more important. So I'm going to show you Kit. Kit. Shout out to Kit. Thank you for allowing me to be an ambassador and affiliate for your email platform, Create Every Day. I have been just in love with Kit, for real, to be honest with you, since, and it's been about 2 years. I've been a ambassador for 2 years. So I'm going to go to Kit. I'm going to share my screen. Hold on. Let me share my screen. All right, so here we are. We're in my products page of Kit. You can see that I have one, two, three, four, five different, well, five products. These two are similar. This one is a quarter and this one is a month. This one is a one-off purchase. This one is a one-off purchase. This one is a one-off purchase. So what I'm creating right now is I'm taking my X content info sheet, and I'm going to be putting it in here as a new product. So you're going to click new product, details, and I want to put X content info sheet plus. Okay. Now this is a product, pay once, have access forever. Standard, I'm going to make this $15. Allow customers to choose a quantity. And then the US dollars. I think this is important. I'm going to show it that there's different currencies. There's different currencies here. All right. Not all of them, some of them. I know that Buy Me a Coffee has more currency, how you say it, exchange, um, where you're able to have like different currencies from around the world. So if that's useful, I would say use Beehive. I mean, not Beehive. Use Buy Me a Coffee. Okay, the next one is standard. So it says standard, pay what you want, payment plans, split price into installments. So we're going to do a standard. Now send a file, go to URL, something else, a newsletter, upload a file. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click here, open my file. So send a file, email the customer a link to download your chosen file. We're going to click next. This is the domain. So femway.kit.com products, and then this is the slug at the end. You can change the URL slug at the end if you want to. If that's if you want to. Okay, it has to be separated by the dashes, but here it is: X content, info sheet, agency content grid. This is also going to be, keep in mind that this is also going to be read by SEO, your search engine optimization. So yes, Kit does have SEO. It connects to Google, all of the things. Okay, so we're going to create our product. After we create our product, we're going to go into the product page. Okay, so the page that pulls up when you want to show people or send them to buy, right? Now, the first thing is, and depending on how much information you have here, the size of your image will change. So the more, right? Now the ratio of my image is changing. It's going longer because I have more information here in this text box. So please be mindful of that. No, you are not able to change it. That is something that I have been that I'm going to bring up to Kit, the product designers or whoever does this, so that I can put in a good word, put in a word, because this right here is a bit, it's it's frustrating to have the image just go way down here. Um, just for an example, look at all these lovely ladies. I love y'all. I'm so happy. So if you were to take, of course, if your original image is horizontal, is a horizontal image, and then it's going to do this, right? Which I'm not too mad about actually, now that I'm looking at it this way with this image, right? But you can't even see the image that I put here. Oh, let me go back. Okay. This is what it looks like now, right? That's what it looks like in preview mode when you're previewing. Let me get to the chat. I have to say, hey, chat. Hey, chat. They chat. They chat. Okay, so that's what that looks like. We're going to go back here. Share this tab. Now, I'm going to trash that image. And I'm going to go to general styles. So do this stuff first, input the information when you're done with this. So the heading, I use Lotto, and then I also use Georgia for the body. A bit of design psychology, um, fonts with the feet. So the serif fonts right here. Let me, okay, so with the feet, I can't really see it. I'm trying to zoom in, but it's not working. So at the bottom, the body text here is a serif. It has serif, meaning it has the feet on it. This is a sans serif because the edges of the fonts of the letters do not have the feet on them. So this is a sans serif without the feet, and this is a serif with the edges, the decorative edges. Okay, we're gonna do our color, our background color, card color. Oh, and in Kit, you can set your brand colors. I'm just going to quickly show you and then we'll go back. Here it goes. Your brand colors are here. So, and you can add up, I could add some more, but I'm not going to. But here's the colors. It just makes it easier for when you are creating your products. And I didn't save anything. I clicked out of there without saving anything. It didn't matter. Okay, so here's the heading, here's the body. I'm going to do this as the background. The card is this section here with the information on it. the input color. I'm gonna leave that white, and then we're gonna turn this one. Okay, the button, when you click on, you have to change the wow, what is it what I want to say? I've been talking all day, y'all. I just cannot even remember. Um, damn, what is the word? Anyway, you want to change the settings of your font size, text transformation, which means uppercase, capitalize, lowercase. I just go with the capitalize. Um, change, you click on it, you can change the text right in on the bubble. So, what do I want to say? Mm, Level up my X content. I'm gonna take this off. And the reason for this is I have I can't put it in here, but I have my own affiliate link and I just don't want to have the kit thing right here. I would rather, you know, I'd rather me put my own link there. So this is what the checkout would look like: order summary, add an upsell, pay with a card. All the information goes here. This is what the button looks like. I can change all the information here. But if you change it here, it changes everywhere. Okay. This, change the background. I like it to be blue. And then font color will be the brand font. And then same thing, download. I'm trying to see if I can change this download button. I guess I can't. You can change all of this information up here if you want to. Okay, so um this is that's pretty much the end of that, right? So you save it, you publish it, and you can come back and change it however you want, right? Um I'm gonna do that, and then I will make, what is it called? Hold on. I'll make a graphic for it, like a product image type thing so that I can put it here. But okay, we've been on live for an hour and 10 minutes. Hopefully, the walkthrough of the product was helpful. Again, it was the X content info sheet, pretty much telling you how to pair your content formats with your content types, helping you know what to say, how you want to say it, how you can present it on X. And also, the pro tip is taking your content and reformatting it so that you have maximum coverage on one platform, but you can also use those different content formats on different platforms. So start with your long form, break it down, but always point back to wherever your link is that is going to move people off of the platform or move people into purchasing something, booking a call with you, or however that looks for you. Okay. Um, Again, this is the co-create live stream. Earning together never felt so good. I am Jessica, the founder of Femway, Females Earning Money Our Way. I am a Kit ambassador and affiliate. I've been a ambassador and affiliate for about 2 years. I love using Kit. I love talking about Kit. I love showing people about Kit, and also content creation, content marketing, business basics, and fundamentals for growing your agency online. Yes, you can be a one person agency that delegates the work out to others as long as you paying them right. Okay. Your content creation will allow you to be seen, be heard, and get paid, because you can be seen from your content, you can get heard from your content. Those two things will get you paid. It allows you to establish yourself as a go-to as you're in your industry. It allows you to be the go-to in your industry, establish trust that you know what you're doing, that you know how to use the tools you say you know how to use, um, building in public, as they say, allowing people to be a part of your journey and really see what you can do. So, hopefully, give me a moment. Hopefully, this was helpful. You can always sign up to the Earning Agency newsletter. I will be putting out a digital resource every week this year. This is the first one. If you have any suggestions about digital products or resources that you would like me to create, or something that you need, please DM me, email me. I am here. I also have my content vision sessions, which is a one-on-one, pretty much consultation coaching call. I help you through whatever roadblock it is when it comes to your content creation, content marketing, and then, hey, it's Ripple with the hearts. Hey girl. Okay. And yeah, book the session. Book the session. If you don't want to book the one-on-one, we have a content mastery. Hey, girl, send me your email. I'll send it to you for free. Cause Ripple is Ripple, so she get it for free. But it's $15 for everybody else. Unless you're a part of the mentorship, then you get everything that I create for the rest of the year, a part of your mentorship package. Mentorship is monthly, quarterly. Monthly is 35, quarterly it is 97. And then I have a content mastery workshop that is coming up on the 14th of this month. Okay. It is the content sales funnel and marketing, pretty much what I'm kind of going through here, but more in depth about how to continuously lead people through your funnel, allow them to experience your ecosystem, create a digital experience that allows them to be like, dang, this is the best thing I done had since sliced bread. Um, yeah, of course, of course, of course. And because I always talk about this. Of course, Ripple, no problem. I love you, girl. Um, on top of that, when you purchase for $15, you get a follow-up 45-minute session with me. Yes. Every paid product, every paid product and service comes with a complimentary follow-up call. You will get an email sent to you, and you can let me know the time and the day that you want to talk. Oop, 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 oop. It's no problem, girl. All right. This okay. Also, I want to preface. I want to let y'all know. On top of that, this is why I have invested. I am investing currently in a co-working space. So I get 4 days out of the month for $100. And with access to a conference room. I've posted about it, but I will show y'all when I get to next Wednesday. It'll be next Wednesday when I go in. And yeah, make the investment, y'all. I guarantee the money will come back. I it's just I know that we are running agencies, and I didn't mean to flip y'all off. Just trying to move a hair. Um we're running agencies on a budget, trying to make it work, balling on a budget. I get it. But there are going to be times where we have to invest in ourselves and in our business to get somewhere. I paid my business mentor, Brooke Wright. Shout out, Brooke Wright. I worked with her for 4 months, and I think I was paying her like $400 or $500 a month. And she completely changed. I still have all the assets that she gave me, all the, like ebooks and things that she created. I still have all those things that I can refer back to if I need to, or if I want to share it with someone else and like just refer them to her. I'm also a part of her affiliate program. I love Brooke. I love Brooke Wright, not just because I'm an affiliate, but because she actually really helped me understand visualization, how I see myself in the future, how I see myself as a creator, as an entrepreneur, as an agency owner. Things really do come back to you. And I've had that mindset for a while of like, I know that I'm letting go of this money right now and investing in myself so that the money can return to me tenfold. All praises. We're claiming that. On top of that, I watched a Curtis King live on YouTube last night, and yeah, promote your shit, man. Talk your talk, like walk your walk. Put yourself out there. I am now, yes, or last year, yesterday, last year, the word was tenacious, right? Having tenacity. I think that's the word. And coming back, right? Coming back after fall, coming back after lesson, and not giving up, even though there are a lot of things that could be holding you back. And it could be your mindset, it could be your finances, or the way that you see finances, the way that you handle money, the way that you see investing in yourself, those types of things. Um, and it will come back to you. It is worth it. I guarantee. I promise you. I have not just that, but I also worked with what business based C Sierra on Instagram. She got me on Twitter. I'm always, always, always going to credit Business Based C for pushing me to get on Twitter. I took her course. She sat down. She talked with me. I haven't been back on. I haven't really looked at Instagram like that since then, and it's been like 3 4 years. Shout out to you. Also, what else? What else? Oh, Ripple, please email me or send me your email before I forget. Send me the email so I can, as soon as I get off the live stream, I'm gonna send you the link. Okay. I'm also gonna send you a link so we can talk. I'm trying to talk to you, girl. Um, the next thing, what else? Oh yeah. So promote your shit. Talk your shit, man. Promote your product. Promote your service. Talk about yourself. You have the skill. You have the knowledge. Like put it out there. Because if you're not talking about it, who is? You got to get up here and do the reps. Do the reps. So I love y'all so 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 much. I have a lot of things planned. I'm very grateful that I'm in the position that I'm in now to be able to invest more time and more energy into Femway. We're gonna do it right now. We're gonna do it on live. I mean, I'm not gonna show your email though. I'm just I'm gonna send it to you right now. Y'all silly. Why y'all so silly? Y'all always be trying. Okay, hold up. Mm, This is not the right account. Print it out. Dun, 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 dun. Next time I'll put some music on. I just don't know if the music is too loud. You know what I mean? Y'all pardon me for a second. I'm going to. All right. Okay, let me put my link up in here. Boom, boom. All right, I put the sheet in there. Let me know. Let me put my thing. I want to talk about sign offs. I tell y'all what, if y'all ever hear somebody say much love, many blessings, peace, they're biting. I don't care about sharing. I don't care what anybody got to say about. If you're biting me, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you on that one. Content marketing. Yes. All right, girl, let me know. I sent it to you. I sent the PDF to you. But okay, so the reason I brought up the co-working space and investing in that is because it's difficult. I mean, like, it is difficult because I have my kids and I stay at home, I homeschool them. My two oldest go to public school, but my three youngest are here with me. Um, I do these things during nap time, during quiet time, when I have some downtime. Sometimes I'm trying to get more into the spaces, but I really want to do live stream. So I appreciate everybody that is patient with me when I just be pausing and walk out and walk back in. The reason for the co-work is so that I can have these live streams uninterrupted. Hey, I love it. Um, Yeah, I mean, like, I really appreciate y'all's patience hanging in with me. I just pray that the information that I'm giving y'all is helpful. I know what it's like having the information, not knowing how to structure it, not knowing how to exactly apply it to my business and, the stage of the business, because every business has different stages and different seasons, and information is going to be applied differently. So I'm not selling the information. I'm not trying to sell the information, right? Um, yes, this document, this info sheet is the information. The What I want to see is people taking that 30, 45-minute consultation that I offer, and let's talk it out. Let's talk through it. Give me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're thinking. Like, what is your business going, like, what are you struggling with? What's going on? Like, what's the block with the content? Typically it's something with yourself. It's not even really the content. Most of the time it's, I don't know what I want to talk about. I don't know how to communicate it. I don't know how to write it. Sometimes it's the skill. It's different things, but at the end of the day, I'm providing you the information. I want you to take the next step. I want you to book the call. $15, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. That's your investment. That's the investment that you give to yourself, to your agency, to your business. I've invested in Latasha James courses when I was social media marketer, manager. I still have access to her courses. Shout out to her. That was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I think. And yeah, and matter of fact, she even was a guest on one of my spaces. I wish I could pull that up. I'm so sad that I was not hip. And this is what I want to prevent for other people, because we hop on these spaces and we're not doing anything with them. And the shelf life of this stuff on the platform is so short, and we can give it so much life, and we can repurpose it over and over and over again, especially when we're talking about content creation and marketing. Some of these topics are evergreen. You could be reposting stuff from 6 months ago and nobody will know. Anyway, let me not get hype. I just love talking about content. That's why I'm the content queen. I just love it. It's a passion of mine. I feel like it's a way for me to express myself creatively with the analytical mind that I have, being able to look at the trends and stuff like that. So, um, yeah. All right. Until next time, get your create on, do your thing. Make sure that you invest in yourself, invest in your business. If it's 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, an hour and 30 minutes a day on a live stream, if it's a newsletter, a weekly newsletter, if it is talking to your accountability buddy, if it is joining the FemX Pro mentorship monthly or the quarterly version, or signing up for that content mastery workshop, that's $35. Actually, it's 26 with the discount because I already applied the discount for y'all, so you don't even gotta worry about it. But and even after that, there's a follow-up call in 2 weeks. I give a 2 week follow-up call because I want to see how you're doing. Are you implementing it? Are you trying the things that we talked about? Do you have any questions about the things we're talking about? You know, content, it's the content sales funnel and marketing. How are you leading people from one place to the next? How are you getting them to click the buttons, take the actions, do the things so that you can get paid? That's it. At the end of the day, we are business owners. Yes, we have a larger mission, we have a larger purpose, all praises. And some people are still looking for that purpose. Some people are still looking for or still trying to understand that passion, and that's okay. That's the first step that I give in my workshop, or that I talk about in my workshop, is self-awareness, self-reflection, understanding yourself. What does that purpose look like? Anyway, do the things. Bye. Bye. I love y'all. Mwah. Much love. Many blessings. Peace. Have a great Friday. Have a great rest of your weekend. Be safe. Happy New Year's. If you pulling up, pull up for one for me. If you rolling, roll up one for me. All right. Yeah. All right. Y'all have a good one. Bye. I love you. Create every day. Use the Kit platform. All the other ones is they okay. This one the best. I'm biased though.